My name is Alfred Omoshore, the father of the late Oladeji Adeyemi Omishore, who tragically died on the June 4th, 2022. He fell into the River Thames after tasers were deployed on him multiple times by a multiple Metropolitan Police officers. I speak to you, the public, on behalf of my family, in relation to my son's untimely death. Many people saw the disturbing video footage that went viral online, showing the horrific images of events leading up to his death. Specifically, the excessive use of taser force on an unarmed man who was not posing any threat to the public. My son was caring, compassionate, giving, and artistically talented with a deep appreciation for nature. But on that fateful day, he was vulnerable, in mental health crisis, clearly distressed, and in painful agony. He needed support and medical intervention, but was instead met with brutal excessive force that led to his avoidable death. We were appalled by the false information which was communicated to the press by the Met Police about Oladeji in the immediate aftermath of his death. In a press statement the same day as his death was announced, it referred to the fact that Deji was armed with screwdriver, setting a narrative of a violent or dangerous individual seeking to set up a false narrative and justification for the officer's actions before any investigation had been undertaken. They led us and the public to believe that he was holding a screwdriver, when in fact he was only a mere firelighter. The Metropolitan Police Service knew this information to be incorrect early on after the incident, but this was not corrected in the public domain until the 21st of June, over 2 weeks after Oladeji's death. The false information was left in the public domain and caused irrevocable damage to the memory and character of my son. It is well known that racist and discriminative tactics like this are used by the Metropolitan Police Force to control the narrative and to disparage and vilify a victim character, causing us unimaginable distress. The very fact that the Met Police issued a press statement containing facts they would have known from the basis of the IOPC investigation and subsequent legal processes at the point in time when the investigation had been declared independent is extremely concerning. No parent should have to bury a child, and especially in such awful and avoidable circumstances as this. We feel it is time to make our voices heard with facts and not with fear. I served faithfully and with integrity for 24 years as a civil servant at the Home Office before my retirement in 2021. I demand the same integrity be applied to my son's case and for a robust and transparent investigation to take place. It is only right that police officers, as public servants who owe us all a duty of care, to be treated with the same scrutiny as anyone else involved in that, if not more. To that end, in our continued fight for justice for Oladeji, we have initiated a legal challenge against the IOPC for what we strongly believe is an irrational decision to continue to treat the officers as witnesses and not as subjects of the conduct investigation. There is currently ongoing petition to change. Oh, sorry.
Police
There is currently an ongoing petition through Change.org calling for ban on police use of lethal tasering on people in mental health crisis. This petition has over 50,000 signatures, which reflects the dire need for change in their use by police officers who disproportionately target people experiencing mental health issues and increasingly against racialized communities. We feel that it is utterly acceptable that the officers involved in the deaths of my son and any police-related death are able to continue with their public duties. In the case of my son, Oladeji, the officers involved may still be able to carry a taser despite questions and concerns about their actions. We, like many bereaved families who have experienced a death of a loved one in police contact, feel that the IOPC lacks independence and have deep concerns as to how they are achieving accountability in our case and many other cases where they have an institutional responsibility to maintain public confidence and restore trust when it has been lost. We cannot have confidence in the process for investigating Oladeji's death when the officers involved are not questioned for months, and especially when the officers are being treated as witnesses rather than subjects of an investigation. The continued decision for the IOPC after almost 5 months to not declare a conduct investigation allows time for their stories to change. Conferral between officers and strategies to be built which contain the appropriate scrutiny of the circumstances. This has to stop. We seek justice not just for our family, but for all bereaved families. Yes. We should not have to challenge the failure to question officers promptly and properly in a time when we are dealing with profound loss. Sadly, it seems that it will take public pressure to ensure justice prevails, and we cannot allow their flawed investigation to continue. I wrote an impassioned letter to the new Police Met Commissioner, Sir McRoy, to appeal to his conscience and impress upon my family's dismay at the Met Police Service lack of accountability. This lies into the recent and damning Louis Case report, highlighting systemic racism, corruption, misogynist officers that are allowed to continue on their job with impunity. I look forward to my family's discussion with him to raise my concerns about British policing in this country and several other concerns. We cannot put our trust in a system that doesn't see or hear us. We cannot put our trust in a system that is grossly failing us. It is a travesty what happened to my son, and we are standing up today for Oladeji, for justice, for accountability, for human rights to life. We remain hopeful that meaningful and positive change can come from this. Our voices must be heard. Today marks a day for necessary change. We must say no to police brutality. No to deaths in police custody. No to racism. No to injustice.